Hey everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie. Welcome to if you are new. Today we're going to be doing kind of like part 2 sort of one of the last videos, which was preparing for splits, and now we're going to finally make them. So we came here yesterday afternoon, I believe it was, and went through pretty much all the hives, prepared them to be split, which I'll put the video right here if you want to check it out. So all these hives are going to be split in the next 2 days. I'm not sure if we're going to do all of them today just because I don't know how many grafts we have. But basically what this looks like is it goes really fast. The actual preparing them for splits always takes a while and you kind of question while you do it. But then after you actually make the splits the next day, you kind of get the idea because it's just a lot faster that way. And a lot of times on days we're making splits, it just ends up being the worst kind of weather. So when it's easy to just kind of go through and get it done, that's really nice. Today we got lucky and it's pretty nice outside. Anyways, so we're gonna go through this hive. It is marked as 4 frames of brood, but that's not including like any of the food that we want. But if that means there's 4 frames of brood, I should be able to get technically 2 splits out of it, but I think we're gonna be able to maybe get more. So we just use Pro Nukes because they work the best, and we also like to sell a good bit of our splits, so these are easy to just sell them in. If we need any, we'll just, some extra ones, we'll use just some random like wooden ones that we have. So this one says 5 frames of brood. So that's going to be a good one also. Come and find out, my numbers were actually wrong yesterday. I was just kind of guessing because I'd forget how many frames of brood there was. So we actually had a lot more brood than we thought, which was kind of a good surprise. Okay, so let's talk about this though. So when it's like crazy hot outside, they're not going to be really on these frames because it's hot and they're going to be a lot of times out here bearding. So we kind of like to wait till later in the evening once it gets a little chilly, so that way they're up on the frames, because our goal is not to have to shake any bees. Now if it's still a little warm outside but you'll only have that time to make your splits, what you can do is just what's this called? Smoke. You can smoke the entrance here like a good bit, and then they'll end up going up onto these frames. These ones are covered pretty good, so I don't usually smoke this top box except for the little side handles right here. That way I don't smush too many bees. But anyways, that's just one thing to note. Now, or you can just shake bees, but it's just a lot easier when you don't have to, because I mean, you're going to see these ones are, there's a good bit of bees on here. More, not as much as I would like, but this side, there's a ton. Like, you can barely even see what kind of frame that is. Okay, so what do we have in our splits? So we have 2 frames of food that are going to be on the outside, a frame of food and brood, half and half, so foodie, broody, whatever, and then 2 frames of just solid brood. This one's going to be our foodie because there's a good bit of food on it, but there's also a little patch of brood there. I'm not sure if there's actually a food frame in here or not, but a lot of times I have maybe 2 to 3 boxes going, like nuke boxes here, because each hive is going to be different with what resources they have. Okay, so this is brood. And also, all of the frames that I'm putting in, like, they're going in the same spot. So like the 2 food frames are going on the outside, and then the 3 brood and then the foodie is going to be in the middle. That way, also, when you have 3 people working, they know what each box needs, because they know what each frame like slot is meant for, if that kind of makes sense. Alright, so this is solid frame of brood also. So I'm going to put that in here. I mean, you can see like that's a really good bee coverage right here on this box, so there's really no need to shake. But also, a lot of the foragers that are in here are going to go back, so we will lose a few bees. But we're making sure we give them plenty of food. Okay, so here's another food frame, or sorry, brood frame. But because I already have the ones I need in here, I'm gonna start a new box and put them there. You do have to watch out for the Pro Nukes. They will tip over if you put the frames on the outside immediately. And then this looks like a food frame. Yep. So this is gonna go on the outside of this box. And then I'll have to open up another hive to finish these out because there were only, I think, 5 frames in here. So now you can, if it's like late in the evening and you're doing this and don't want to have to shake a bunch of bees, you can just leave this top box on and come back later to shake them. But we're just going to go ahead and do that now. They're really not happy with me right now, but I get it. We were here yesterday too. So then you just take this box off, but now you can use smoke. So I'll open up this hive here to just finish it out. Let's see. And then we'll find a spot for these splits to go and we'll just start making rows for it. Ooh, that one got me. And then we'll make sure to feed these splits really good too. We'll probably end up doing Ziplocs for them, just because that's easiest with Pro Nukes. We got a whole stack of feeders right here. I don't know if you can see this, but they're just really happy today. They're probably all over the camera too, because they usually like that. So I'm going to smoke the entrance here. It'll also kind of chill them out a little bit, but we'll also bring them up. So you can go through and smoke a bunch of them first and then wait a couple minutes and then go through and pull your splits. I don't think my camera person's very happy about the bees. So there's still a good bit up here. So this one just needs to be finished out with the frame of food, so I'll do that real quick. Usually we just keep it all the brood in the middle and then we'll put the food on the outside. So this is just solid food. So that's gonna go here. You can mix bees. I know some people don't like to, but I don't know how we would do it unless we couldn't mix bees, so we're always adding frames from other hives. All right, so that one's done. So, oh, where's my lid? So then we'll come back possibly tonight or tomorrow and put cells in. And then also, one thing to note about these Pro Nukes, it's getting pretty hot outside. So there's this little notch right here. And then this side says vented, this is no vent. We're gonna put it on vented. We almost always have them on vented. Sometimes we'll flip them whenever we're taking them to be picked up from somewhere. That way there's just no chance they'll get out. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish this one off. This was just a frame of brood. So I'll probably start a new box. Okay, here's another frame of brood. So this is gonna go in here. So those are 2 solid frames. So now I just need food and then a foodie. So I'm gonna go to the outside because I know that's where the food frames are. Yeah, so this is just a solid frame of food right here on both sides too. Goodness, it's not a good day for me, I guess. That's 2 stings in one video. And if you can't find a foodie, just putting a solid frame of brood or food also is perfectly fine. All right, this is food, so this is gonna go on the outside also. And then I just need half brood, half food. And also, if you pull your splits off, pull all the frames out, and then realize that the parent hive that you pulled all your splits off of are still pretty strong, you can go ahead and just fill this top box up with frames again, like pull the queen excluder off and put frames back in it. That way they'll build up pretty quickly, and then you can come back and do another round of splits. So here's a foodie, we'll put that in, and then they're ready to go. So even though I was explaining, it still went pretty quick because of the work that we did yesterday. We don't have to worry about finding the queen. I think that's probably the longest part of all of it, just making sure you don't get the queen in there. But because I know she's in that bottom box and there's a queen excluder, I don't have to worry about looking for her, which saves us a lot of time. So we're gonna keep going here today, and I'm just gonna start filling up these boxes, and then we'll make a little slot for them in the yard, and they'll just hopefully continue to grow. But that's how we make our splits every year this time of the year. I think it's April like 15th. It's a little early, and it's also, the weather's been really nice. So anyways, I'm gonna keep going through, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Well, thanks for watching today's video. Follow along for more bee adventures, and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.